they will. But if you show interest in them and their bit and that you want them to do well and you're going to do well, then they're gonna really try to, work hard for you. But if you let them slack, they're gonna slack.
Right.
Well, that's just like any employee type,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
They're still better than Americans, though.
Yeah, exactly.
We did a incentive for our VA for every deal that we close from now on. We give her a kickback of like $100. Something easy, but it means a lot to her. You know what I mean? And so she's more apt to not necessarily give us trash, but follow what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
I like that, Randy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the $100 is a ton of money for them. It's really good.
Think about it. They're getting 50% more than what they would normally get a week just for that deal. Right?
Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
That's a 50% raise. You close that deal. That's great for them.
I used to run a telemarketing, I don't want to call it a boiler room or something similar to that. We had worked for a home improvement company and a mortgage company. And so I had a bunch of telemarketers that would call every day, and I would sit pretty much. I could see them to my right, I could see them to my left, and I could see them forward. And they all had windows, and I could just see like 5 people this way, 5 people that way, 5 people that way. Anyway, their job was to get someone interested or think they're interested and then say, hang on, Todd just came in. He'll know this a lot better. And then they'll transfer the phone to me. And then I would make a lead. Every time they transferred the call to me, I would pay them $10. So, and we paid them daily, every day. And we'd give them $10. And every morning, I don't care if they gave me the crappiest lead, even if I didn't make a lead. I have to make a lead out of it for them to get money. But I'd always give them 1 or 2 to get them rolling, in the morning. And because if you go till lunchtime without a lead, you're going to be horrible when you get back, So it's just kind of what I'm trying to get to is you do that with your VAs, you give them a bonus. It's a smart thing to do,
So I did see a couple of questions here in the chat. Looks like Armani, how do you feel about text campaigns? Something I'm actually phasing out is texting. So
get them all the time on my properties, and I just block.
Right. And it's becoming harder and harder to text. Like they're cracking down on it. All these carriers are. Delivery rates are going down. I mean, it definitely works. And it's worked for me. I don't know. It just hasn't worked consistently enough for me, basically. And so the ROI just isn't there. So it's something I'm phasing out. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Everyone's got
there's other places I would start if I was starting wholesaling. I would never start texting. Like if you're gonna cold call, it's good to hit those lists as well with text, because people who don't answer their calls are gonna probably see the text. Like Courtney, you see those text messages even though you don't want them, whereas you might not even answer that call if they called you. But like Mike said, all the big carriers are cracking down on it, so it's just gonna get harder. I wouldn't really recommend starting a big campaign with it. And I was just telling Armani this, you have to get on the phone with them anyway. I know there's definitely benefits to texting, but I think, just scaling up cold calling or adding RVMs even is probably a better route to go. One thing Armani asked, he said he was reading an article on Bigger Pockets and they were saying that it was illegal to text. If we didn't do a disclaimer, we're not attorneys. Don't take our word for that. Like, it's just our experience. In my experience, from what people have told me, it's legal to text. I don't even know if it's legal to text. I don't even know if I want to say that. You obviously can't text people on the DNC list.
Yeah, we're not selling them anything. We're trying to buy something from them.
Buy something, right? That's the catch.
That's the catch.
So,
I mean,
do it at your own risk.
there's probably every single article out there saying texting is illegal, RVM is illegal, cold calling is illegal. Like, you could probably find an article out there for every single form of marketing. But like at the end of the day, doing real estate comes with a certain level of risk taking, right? So I just, I would just go into real estate and realize that, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that you're doing anything illegal and that you're going to get into some huge lawsuit or anything, but at the end of the day,
make enough money where you can afford a lawsuit is all he's trying to say.
Right. Basically that. Just stack your bread and forget about everything else.
If someone asks you, if they're on the do not call list, and if they ask you how you got your number, you say, you know what? I think you might have called my office, and I was going through my old files and I seen, and I called you back. I don't know how long ago. It seems like it might, blah, 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 blah. If they're going to bust you about, you calling them, I doubt if they're going to sell you, they're going to sell you a house.
Right.
Just say that, get off the phone as easy as possible, whatever. I call all the do not callers.
Courtney asked a good question. What resources would you recommend for someone just getting started in wholesaling? I'd recommend this group for sure. Courtney, what are you from around here or mid-Michigan?
I grew up in Livonia. I live in Southern California now, and I have a couple of houses out in Westland and Taylor. And I've done, conventional buy, burr, and now I'm just trying to figure out, because the market is so competitive now, it just seems there's nothing left on the MLS. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to, pivot and, find some better deals. And it just seems like even wholesaling for myself is going to be a better way to do that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, wholesaling is so phenomenal because it allows you to be the first to those deals, right? And then you can decide, do I want to wholesale them? Do I want to burr? Do I want to, do every which way? So as far as resources go, I would definitely start networking, like local Facebook groups, squatting up, with people in your local market that are doing deals. And YouTube University. We have a library of videos, all these Zoom calls we record. There's plenty of information out there as far as how to wholesale, how to get started. We've done videos about it. OGs like Sean Terry, Max Maxwell, all these guys that we've all learned from, all their information is on YouTube, but there's a lot of power in squatting up with people in your local market, to get your, bring value to them and, work with somebody who's out there doing deals. So I don't know.
There's a few podcasts out there. I listen to them daily. Wholesaling Inc. INC is a great podcast. And another one is, what's that one that Pace and them do? Wholesaling Live?
Wholesale Hotline.
Wholesale Hotline.
And Real Estate Disruptors.
Yep. Real Estate Disruptors. And those three, I listen to them every time there's a new one. And I learn all the time different strategies. And Wholesaling Inc. will talk to a lot of beginners. And they have a good program, talking to people, but
I would say like, as far as resources go, like systems, like PropStream, I would recommend PropStream to anybody. That's going to give you you need to look up who lives somewhere. PropStream is great. You can pull lists from there to cold call, the mail, whatever. And then DocuSign, which you can get a free version of DocuSign, I think, if you only send like 1 or 2 a month or something. That's pretty much it. That's all you need. You don't even need those. But using those two, that'll get you off your feet. And then depending on what avenue you want to take, if you want to do mailers, then, YouTube, all those people we just talked about, go find someone on Real Estate Disruptors that does mailers, listen to their podcast. And then, depending on what marketing you want to do, there's other resources for each marketing stream. But it just depends how you kind of want to go from here. But really, those are really the only 2 things I use: PropStream, DocuSign, and then my CRM. And I barely even use that. So
awesome. Thank you so much. And I'll put my email in here too. Feel free to add me to your list, even if you call me like 20th.
Sweet. Are you
That's okay.
Well, what was that, Kevin?
Can I say something real quick? Man, I got caught up with the data management of it all, right? Like download list, batch skip trace, then try to get them into my CRM in a good fashion, right? I was trying to do a text blast and all that jazz. Dude, there was smoke coming out of my ears. The data and spreadsheets game is not my forte. If I can't do it with the drywall hammer, man, I can't do it.
You could hire a VA to do that for you. That would probably be the cheapest way. I don't think he's on here anymore. He just hired a VA, paid him $50 to get his podio straightened out and just, getting his leads together and things like that. But you could hire a VA part-time, and that's their job. They get the list organized, and they do whatever you don't want to do.
I guess my only apprehension with that is I was under the impression I would have to know something to show them how to do it, right? But maybe not.
Yeah, you do. But so now I understand you really don't know how to do that. So you got to squat up with someone that is doing that, bring some value to them,
right,
and say, look, I need to learn this, or I need a VA to learn this. This is what I'm trying to do. How can I help you?
Straight up.
Can I make some calls for you? Can I run some appointments for you? I'm in the Port Huron, Lexington area. Let's go up there and blah, 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 stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. You need to train you that's hands-on.
I think you could find a VA that could do it as well. You're running a little bit of a risk not knowing how they're doing what they're doing, but they're just handling the list. Like if they know how to list stack and how to transfer, you can find someone that's got experience with real estate investors, especially if it's a referral VA. Maybe somebody else, just ask around. Maybe someone like Todd uses a VA for that same thing. Because I'm the same way. Like I can't do that stuff. Like that stuff, it'll take me 5 hours to stack a list, and I don't even know.
I got stuck for like months, dude. Seriously, like I swear to God, and I'm just like, oh my God, if this is the barrier of entry, then I might have to tap.
Hey, Kevin, you would be better off just calling 20 people a day, driving for dollars, or
that's where I'm getting to. Or
networking, bandit signs, things like that, and then once you're consistently doing, 3 to 4 deals a month consistently, then you can say, okay, by then you'll have way more confidence, experience. You might meet some more people, and let's figure out how I could do the text blasting and things like that. I never done text blasting.
Yeah. I don't think it's worth it, man. For all the reasons they said too, right? Like the legalities of it. I don't think it's worth, it seems easy to get them all out there, but the back end of it almost seems impossible. And I can't set up all the automated follow-up stuff if I'm reaching out to them, right?
Yeah.
If it was attraction marketing, some of that stuff is triggered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like uploading a list in the Mojo Dialer. I hate doing that.
Mm-hmm.
It takes me an hour to get it together.
So that makes me feel better.
Either I hire someone to do it, and I just want it to be there, or I'm going to dial it with my finger,
Right.
So
you got to stick to what you're good at, right?
Yeah.
I would say Todd's advice, driving for dollars, is great too. Smaller lists. Like, dude, you're not alone though, Kevin. Most of your entrepreneurs are visionaries. Visionaries suck at details. Like that's all of us. I don't do any of that stuff. Like I hate it. Absolutely hate it. Michael Heater is actually good at it, but driving for dollars is great. Mike, you're good enough, dude. You're good enough, bro. When I have people come into my office like that I'm trying to mentor or help wholesale, I literally just sit them down next to Mike and say, hey, Mike will help you get set up. And Mike is like the nicest guy, so he just does it. But I'm like, I don't even know how to do this, so it's good enough.
Just a forced skill. And like Mike was saying, just like playing my strengths, like I know my way around dialers, and I've dealt with, stacking lists and formatting them and stuff like that. So it's just one of those things. Like, unfortunately, there just are things you're gonna have to get outside your comfort zone and eventually learn.
Oh yeah,
right. But kind of on that note, Kevin, like if you have a bunch of data and you don't you're getting too overwhelmed with the whole texting, like dude, it's going back to VAs and cold calling. It's hard to beat, you know, having someone and paying them 20 or $200 a week to call your entire list for you. You know what I'm saying? And you'll find these cold callers that, you know, you just say, hey, I have this data. I need it formatted. I need to get it skip trace. And then I need you to call it for me. You know, can you do all that for me? And they'll be able to do it for you, you know? So,
well, I pulled some pretty highly targeted lists off of PropStream and stuff like that. So I'm like, I don't know if it's just me having some scarcity mindset or what, but I'm like kind of protective because I'm in such a smaller market right here, St. Clair County, basically. I guess I don't want to piss away, you know, pretty fair leads, I guess, right? Like there's multiple distress factors. I have driven by them. I mean, everything's within a half hour from me pretty much.
You just got to learn it.
So
here, I would
squat up.
When you drive by a house, you should call it when you're in front of the house.
Right on.
Just call it. Go to a batch skip tracing, pull the phone number or deal machine, whatever you're using, and make that phone call. If you make that phone call and say, oh, hey, how you doing? You know, my name's Kevin. I'm actually in front of your house. I cannot believe it. I was driving. I have a house just down the street, and I see this house, and for some reason, I had to call you. I'm looking to buy another property, blah, blah, blah. And you go into it. And instead of you write down all these, because I do the same thing. I wrote down probably 50 houses since Saturday or Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I haven't called any of them yet. You know, I will call them, but who knows when. So
somebody else
podcast, you just, you know, it's better just to call it, you know, while you're there. You know,
one thing, Kevin, is one thing I've come across. I mean, I'm new to this as well, but you know, one thing we figured out is start off with a small list. If you're trying to learn this to be able to teach your VA or whatever, start off with a small list and dedicate just a certain amount of time per week or whatever. Do that YouTube University and figure out what you want, and you know, try it out. It doesn't have to be the thousands of houses. Try it out with 3 houses. You know, try it out. That way you can manage it a little bit better, and you can see what's going wrong, what's going right, and then you can pivot and adjust from there. Me and my partner tried it. We've started in January, and we've been doing nothing but pivoting. And you know, luckily, you know, I got my first deal with Todd over here, and you know, I squatting up with Todd, but it's like we're still pivoting, you know, no matter what. We're still trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. And you know, but if you want to be able to train your VA to do what you want, learn it first, but you don't have to be a master at it. Keep that in mind.
Right.
You do not have to be a master. Just know the fundamentals.
Sure. And that's what I've been trying to get to. And, you know, I have ADD like a mofo. Like, it's not. I'm sure we all do to a degree. I'm medicated and everything, dude. And if I don't have like a pot of coffee and the meds, like I'm barely hanging by threads. You know what I mean? And I'll just squirrel off like 50,000 times.
That's why you may need to dedicate a little bit of time every week, just a certain amount of time. You don't have to spend all day, because you know, an hour a day or an hour a week and whatever, and you can watch YouTube University, you know, and you know.
Hey, Kevin, you could take 5 leads or 10 leads a day.
Yep.
Just work the heck out of them. You know, let's just say 5, because 5's easy. Call them, voice messages, text them, and then follow up like 3 more times that day. And,
right on.
And if you get one person that you're talking to that calls you back or answers, and just do that, you know, before you know it, that's 25 or 30 if you work 6 days a week, you know, people. And if you're able to talk to 5, 6, 7 of those, that's pretty good, you know.
Right on. Yeah, man. And I'm good on the phone. Like I really can build some good rapport. I've had really good luck. All of the conversations have been great. Like the phone gets lighter and lighter. It's easier to pick up, right? It's like not so bad. Like people aren't out there to cut my head off or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
No.
But I was hoping to squat up with some of y'all on some like seller finance or like sub 2 type stuff. If y'all are experienced on any of that stuff, I think I got some cool stuff like that coming around. That's already in the pipeline.
Yeah. Michael Heater belongs to the sub 2 group with Pace Morby.
Right on. My new favorite dude on the planet.
Yeah.
Legit, man. Super legit. His mentorship is very legit too. Like he's not some charlatan or whatever. Like it's insane. He's kind of a freak, honestly, the way he's like he gives so much value and is constantly doing stuff. It's really kind of crazy. But yeah, on that note, with this creative financing sub 2, whatever, like any leads like that you've got in the pipeline, just reach out to me or Todd or Carson or really anyone that wants to.
Kevin Brooks also is a sub 2 student.
Yeah, Kevin. I mean, anything like that, we'd definitely be happy to take a look and see what we can do.
I've been a Matt Terrio student for a long time, so Pace was like the next evolution of Matt's stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm not hating on Matt either, but Pace is definitely giving away some gold here lately.
Yeah, I started with that guy Matt. I think he's really. Is that the what is his podcast?
The Epic podcast.
Yeah. So he's really good for newbies, in my opinion. Really good, trying to break it down slowly and easily and surely. Yeah, I used to listen to him in the beginning. I don't know anything about him now. It's been a while, but he did provide some good value.
Yeah, I've been a fan, but Pace and them for sure is, and I know that you guys been kind of doing that, so I know he kind of cuts off the areas of who he'll let be a student and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I was hoping to rub elbows a bit with you fellas, and if I can provide value, like I said, I'm good on the phone. I got all the systems and all the prop stream, and I'm a junkie. I am an addict. It's all I think about. All I do.
Yeah, you definitely don't need to join the mentorship. Like, it's helpful to have someone who has been in the mentorship. But just reach out to me, Todd, and Mike. I'm talking about the beginning of this podcast. I have a subject to deal I'm buying in like a week. Well, I was supposed to buy it Saturday actually. So, and me and Mike have wholesaled them together. I know Todd has, so we can all help you. That's something that once you start doing a lot of deals, you can buy something like that to refine everything you're doing. But keep hustling, man. Anytime you have a question though, like. We do this group specifically for people who are getting into wholesaling, but like none of us three will pick up the phone for somebody that we know is not trying to get a deal. Like Kevin Brooks, he posted on his Facebook. Kevin's been hustling these past couple of weeks. Like I've been watching his Facebook posts and stuff, posting checks, and he was cold calling today. And I know he has a full-time job. Like if Kevin calls me and he wants to talk for an hour, but he's asking questions about stuff that like he's experiencing and like, oh, I'm struggling with this, or man, I've been trying to figure this out. Like I'm going to answer it because I know he's going to put it to work. So shoot us a call or something anytime you have any questions. And we're, we're not too far from you either.
I appreciate that. And, I ain't getting no younger here. So I can't wait no more. I love this shit, man. This is what I do. This is just, it's everything. So I think I got a free lot today, honestly. First, I chalked that one up.
Nice. Hey, put a bandit sign in the lot.
Right on.
You're the owner.
Yeah. And Todd, since we spoke the last time, dude, I got one group of bandit signs that I bought due to you and Mark telling me to go get some bandit signs there. $37K on one in Marlette.
See?
What?
Yeah, bro.
And
what?
And they freaking
how much
freaking I know it, right? I know it. That's why I've been docking you. No, man, dude, I was so broke. I couldn't even. Man, it came down to the wire, dude. Like, life came down to the wire on that one for real. But
Nice.
they ended up getting a mortgage on that. I wholesaled it to somebody that got a mortgage.
Yeah. Well, me and Michael.
I've never even
one of those.
Yeah,
dude, it worked.
Yeah. Good for
it worked. I couldn't even believe it.
This one's hardly working for us, so I'm glad yours went a lot better. So, still kind of up in the air if it's really working, but anyways, there was another question I think Kevin asked. I wanted it because I know it's about wrap up time. What do you use PropStream for in your business? Anything besides list pulling and comping? Dude, I think I said it the last time I was on here. For instance, a seller, long story short, a seller needed a deed for her property. She didn't have it, right? I called the title company. They've been doing the title work, and now there's a FOIA report, and then it's going to be 2 more weeks. I asked them for a seller's deed. They didn't even have the seller's deed. You know who did? PropStream. So for $5, I got the seller's deed and sent it to her. You know, for like stuff like that. And that's the second time I've had to do that. You know what I'm saying? So like documents like that are awesome. And also PropStream has a cool feature where it's linked properties under one property. It'll tell you if an owner owns multiple properties. So that you can use that to your advantage. So there's a little like
you see they just offered deceased owners now.
Yeah, and they did. Yeah, and that's another thing is like they're updating it too, right? And they just put in that new filter, you know, pre-probate deceased owners. So yeah, stuff like that. PropStream definitely has a lot to offer. So that's a little bit, Kevin, what other features you can use in PropStream that have helped me out recently.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So
there like a 30-minute tutorial or anything, Mike, on PropStream on YouTube, maybe?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's, you know, all the guru guys, you know, type in how to use PropStream, best list to pull from PropStream, this and that from PropStream. You know, there's plenty of info out there if you feel like you need some help navigating it. But it's super valuable, I would say. I use it on the daily. So
did you say, hey Mike, I didn't hear. Did you say about pulling deeds from PropStream?
Dude,
right?
Yeah, I'm telling you, you can literally go to transaction history, and it'll tell you, they'll give you the transaction history, and you can find the deeds that were recorded and download them. You pay $5 extra or whatever, but you get it in a PDF immediately, and then you don't have to rely on the title company, take 4 weeks to figure out where the deed's at or whatever. So
yeah.
Cool stuff like that.
Have any of you ever compared PropStream to Batch Leads? Do you use Batch Leads at all?
I never have. I know Batch. I mean, anything with batch tag in it, I'm sure is going to be worth the money. You know, at the end of the day, I would just look at them like apples to apples and just see like kind of your best bang for your buck. I'm pretty sure batch you can pull like a lot of records, but you also will pay a significant amount more, you know? So, right. I mean, I've heard of companies, they'll use batch and they'll use PropStream and they'll use list source, you know? But at the end of the day, like, do not get caught up on, oh, do I use batch? And not saying you're doing this, Kevin, but do I use batch or do I use PropStream? Do I use Deal Machine? Do I use batch driven? Like, literally make a decision and go. Okay. Like, don't get caught up on trying to decide on what next CRM or whatever the hell you should use. Like, literally make a decision and then continue forward. It might not be the 100% right decision right then and there, but literally to get anywhere in business or whatever, you're going to have to make decisions. And because if you just sit there stagnant, you're just going to die. So just make a decision, pull the trigger on something and go for it.
Yeah.
Mike with the gold. Let's end on that note.
Yeah.
God, so
sweet.
All right, everyone. This was
yeah,
a good
appreciate you guys. Remember, join our Facebook page. What is it called, Carson? MI Wholesale After Night.
Freaking. I'll drop it in the comments.
Yeah, drop it in the comments. And if you want to save the comments, go to the right where the comment section is and click on those 3 dots and hit Save Chat. And it will save that for you on your computer. All right. And yeah, feel free to reach out to anyone, squad up with others in our group. And you could join my Facebook page also, TC Deals Detroit. You could go to Todd Vernon Chun YouTube and see our videos. And appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Good luck.
Thanks very much, guys.
Thanks, you guys. You guys have a good one.
Thanks,
it's
guys.
always good seeing you guys.
Yeah, likewise,
Good to
Randy.
meet you guys.
Y'all take care.
See you guys.
Peace.